Here is something that will quietly rearrange the way you think about your cat. Your cat does not see you as a human. They do not classify you as a member of a different species that they have learned to tolerate or work alongside. According to behavioral research, your cat almost certainly perceives you as a cat. A large one, an unusual one with strange limitations and peculiar habits, but a cat nonetheless, a member of their social group. Someone who operates within the same relational framework they use with every other individual that matters to them. And when you understand what that actually means, not as a cute idea but as a behavioral and neurological reality, the entire history of your relationship with your cat begins to look completely different. Hello friends, I want to thank everyone who watches this video and supports the channel. Every like, every comment, and every share means more than you think for me and for my dreams. Without delay, let's begin. The scientist most associated with this idea is Dr. John Bradshaw, an anthrozoologist and cat behavior researcher at the University of Bristol, who spent decades studying how domestic cats perceive and relate to the humans they live with. What his research revealed challenged a deeply held assumption about the nature of the cat-human relationship. Dogs, it turns out, have developed a distinct behavioral category for humans. Through thousands of years of coevolution, dogs have come to recognize humans as a separate kind of social entity, one that operates differently from other dogs and toward whom dog behavior is specifically adapted and modified. Cats, according to Bradshaw's research, did not undergo the same cognitive reorganization. When a cat interacts with you, they are drawing from the same behavioral repertoire they use with other cats. They are not making a species distinction. They are making a social one. And the social category they have placed you in is their own. Think about what this means in terms of specific behaviors that you have probably observed and perhaps never fully connected to this underlying reality. When your cat brings you a dead mouse or a bird, most people interpret this as a gift, a charming, if slightly grim offering motivated by affection. But the behavioral context tells a more specific story. In feline social groups, experienced hunters will bring prey back to younger or less capable members of their group. It is a form of social provisioning, a behavior oriented toward individuals that the provider has assessed as needing supplemental hunting support. When your cat brings you prey, they are not giving you a present in the human sense. They are, from their perspective, feeding a member of their social group who they have observed is not a very effective hunter. They have watched you leave the house every day and return without prey. They have noted that the food in your bowl appears without any apparent hunting on your part. And they have concluded, in whatever way feline cognition draws conclusions, that you need help. The hunting lesson or the delivered prey is an act of social care directed at someone they have categorized as belonging to their group, and therefore as someone they have some responsibility toward. This same framework explains something about the way cats greet their owners that most people observe without fully understanding. When your cat approaches you and raises their tail to a vertical position, this is one of the most socially significant signals in the feline behavioral vocabulary. Tail-up greeting is used between cats that share a positive social bond. It is a signal of friendly intent and social recognition, a way of announcing approach without triggering a defensive response. Cats do not raise their tails toward individuals they are indifferent to, and they do not raise their tails toward individuals they perceive as threatening or unfamiliar. The tail-up greeting is reserved for social companions, for members of the group. When your cat greets you this way, they are greeting you as they would greet another cat they trust and feel comfortable with. They are using a signal that, in their behavioral language, means, I know you, I welcome your presence, and you belong in my social world. The head bunting and cheek rubbing that many cats direct toward their owners fits into the same framework. In cat-to-cat interaction, rubbing the cheek and forehead against another individual is a form of social scent marking that communicates belonging and affiliation. Cats produce pheromones from glands around the face that carry individual chemical identity, and depositing those pheromones on another individual is a way of creating a shared scent profile that signals group membership to any other cat in the environment. When your cat rubs their face against your leg, your hand, or your face, they are incorporating you into their scent group. They are marking you as part of their social identity. This is not just affection in a vague and general sense. It is a specific social act that in the behavioral architecture of feline relationships means this individual is mine and I am theirs, and we belong to the same group. Here is the perspective shift that tends to land with the most force once people fully absorb it. If your cat perceives you as a fellow cat, then the entirety of their behavior toward you is not cross-species generosity or learned performance. It is genuine social engagement conducted within the relational framework that is most natural and most meaningful to them. When your cat sleeps beside you, they are engaging in the same social sleeping behavior they would engage in with a trusted feline companion. When they groom you, licking your hair or your hand with that slightly rough tongue, they are allogrooming, the mutual grooming behavior that cats perform with individuals they are closely bonded to. When they slow blink at you from across the room, they are using the same affiliative eye signal they would direct at another cat in their social group to communicate calm and non-threatening intent. None of this is translated behavior. None of it is your cat adapting their natural social instincts to fit a relationship with a fundamentally different kind of creature. It is your cat engaging with you as a social equal within the terms of their own most natural and most fundamental way of relating to others. This realization has a practical dimension that changes the way many owners understand their interactions. Cats in social groups engage in a consistent pattern of proximity and distance, closeness and independence, contact and withdrawal. They do not maintain constant togetherness. They do not require continuous interaction to sustain their bonds. What they maintain is something closer to a network of periodic connection, moments of contact and acknowledgement distributed across the day, against a background of shared space and mutual awareness. When you understand that your cat is relating to you within this same social architecture, behaviors that previously seemed inconsistent or confusing become entirely legible. The cat that wants your lap for 20 minutes and then leaves. The cat that greets you warmly at the door and then retreats to another room. The cat that sleeps near you but not always against you. All of these patterns reflect the rhythm of feline social engagement as it would naturally look between two cats who know each other well and feel secure in their bond. The fact that one member of that pair is a human does not change the underlying social logic. It simply means that one member of the pair is, from the cat's perspective, a rather unusual cat who never grooms themselves properly and cannot jump nearly as high as they should be able to. There is something about this that also explains why cats often respond more positively to people who are not particularly trying to engage them. The person at a dinner party who sits quietly and ignores the cat while everyone else is reaching for them and making enthusiastic overtures tends to be the person the cat eventually approaches. Most people assume this is perversity, the cat doing the opposite of what is expected. But within the cat's social framework, the person making enthusiastic overtures is behaving in a socially unusual way, moving toward a cat they have no established relationship with in a manner that does not follow the normal protocols of feline social approach. The quiet person sitting still is behaving more like a cat that is present but not asserting social claims. An individual who can be approached on the cat's own terms. The cat's preference for that person is not perversity. It is a socially intelligent response to the most cat-like behavior in the room. What all of this ultimately means for how you understand your relationship with your cat is something worth taking a moment to sit with. Your cat did not learn to love you despite the fact that you are a different species. They connected with you because, from their perspective, there is no meaningful species barrier in your relationship at all. You are not a human who has been granted an unusual degree of affection by a typically independent animal. You are, in the social reality your cat inhabits, a member of their group, someone they groom and hunt for and sleep beside, and greet with a raised tail, and mark with their scent, and share space with across the slow accumulation of days and years. Someone whose location they track, and whose behavioral patterns they have memorized, and whose presence in their world they have organized a significant part of their social life around. Your cat does not love you the way an animal loves a human. They love you the way a cat loves another cat. And perhaps that is the most honest and most moving version of that love there is. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help me achieve my life dream. Because at the end of the day, my friend, we both love cats, and goodbye.